Imagine a winter forest, a place where silence embraces the trees and the snow crunches underfoot, like a whisper of nature. Here, amidst the cold and beauty, a story began that no one will forget. A story about friendship that is stronger than fear. About a German shepherd named Bruno and a boy he loved more than life. One day their walk turned into a battle against. Ready to know how paws and heart defeated the darkness? Here is Lucas, a cheerful boy with red hair and eyes that shine like the winter sun. And next to him is Bruno, his best friend, a German shepherd with thick fur, black as night and brown as autumn leaves. His ears are always alert, and his tail wags when Lucas throws snow at him. They lived in a small village near the forest. Every winter, Lucas took the sled, and Bruno ran alongside like a little king's bodyguard. That day, Lucas said, "Bruno, let's go deeper into the forest. The snow is whiter there than at home." His mother warned him not to go far, but the boy only laughed. "I'm not afraid of Bruno." And off they went, two friends lost in a snowy fairy tale. At first, everything was fine. Lucas rolled down the hill on his sled, and Bruno barked with joy. But then something changed. The wind brought a strange smell, pungent, wild. Bruno became alert. His ears pricked up. The fur on his neck stood on end. Lucas didn't notice it. He was laughing, throwing snow. But Bruno knew they were not alone. Somewhere between the trees, shadows flickered, eyes, yellow, sparkling, like lights in the dark. Wolves, a pack of 5 predators, crept closer quietly. Their paws made no sound, but Bruno heard everything. They growled quietly, but so that Lucas turned around. "Bruno, what is it?" the boy asked. Their teeth flashed. Lucas screamed and fell off the sled. The wolves did not wait. One of them jumped, fast as lightning, but Bruno was fast. He snapped his teeth and threw the attacker into the snow. Lucas sat, pressed against a tree. His eyes were big with fear. "Bruno, run!" he shouted without listening. The second wolf rushed from the side, but Bruno turned and grabbed him by the neck. The snow turned red. The wolf started and retreated. The pack growled, circled around, looking for a weak spot. Bruno stood over Lucas, his hair curled in the cold air. A warrior, ready to give everything for his friend. Lucas tried to get up, but the wolves closed in. One of them, the largest, with a scar on his face, jumped straight at the boy. Bruno lunged forward and took the blow. The leader's teeth fell into his side. Bruno growled in pain but did not retreat. He rushed and knocked the wolf to the ground. The pack howled. Their leader was wounded. Bruno stood, but his paws were shaken. Blood dripped on the snow, a red stain growing. Lucas shouted, "Bruno, no!" He rushed to the dog, hugged him, tears running down his cheeks. "You can't leave me," whispered the boys. They stepped back and approached again. Bruno got up. His side was torn, his fur was matted with blood, but he didn't fall. He looked at Lucas, gently but firmly, as if to say, "I'll be with you until the end." And when the wolves rushed, he jumped on the leader, knocked him down so loudly that the pack stopped. Lucas tied a scarf around Bruno's wound and put him on the sled. But the dog refused to lie down. He walked alone, although every step was painful. The boy cried, but he led his friend home. The forest was silent, as if honoring their victory. When they reached the village, Lucas's mother ran out to meet him. "What happened?" she shouted to Bruno. She understood everything, her tears mixed with the snow. The vet arrived quickly. Bruno lay on the warm floor while they stitched up his wound. Lucas held his paw and whispered, "You're the strongest, Bruno." The dog licked his hand, weakly but lovingly. And though the wound was deep, Bruno survived. A few weeks passed. Bruno recovered, although the scar on his side remained forever, a sign of his recovery. Lucas no longer went deep into the forest, but walked with Bruno every day. In the village, they were called heroes. Children brought Bruno bones, old women stroked him and said, "You are our protector." And Lucas simply hugged his friend and whispered, "You are my best." Their friendship became a legend, a story about how love and courage conquer everything. This story is about the power of friendship. Bruno did not think about fear, did not think about pain. He was for the one he loved. And who knows, maybe your pet is also ready to become a hero. Like if Bruno moved you, write in the comments, what would your song do in such a forest? Subscribe. There are many more stories about bravery and warmth ahead.